Welcome back to the Ark Survival Guide. This guide on where to find metal on the Ragnarok map will show you some of the best metal locations in the jungles of Ragnarok. By the time you finish watching this guide, you'll know where to get all the metal, crystal, and obsidian deposits you'll need for your adventures on the Ragnarok jungles. Now, most of these locations are easily accessible from the coast of Ragnarok, so even if you live in other parts of the Ragnarok map, you can easily get all the metal that you need. And if you watch this whole video, we're also going to show you an amazing starting base location in the jungles of Ragnarok that's very safe and has tons of metal, obsidian, and crystal right in your backyard, so you'll never run out of metal if you start there. Some of the best metal locations on Ragnarok are nearly impossible to find, but we're going to show you the GPS coordinates, map locations, and really good landmarks so you can easily find some of the best metal locations on Ragnarok. So be sure to watch this whole video. It will be incredibly helpful if you're looking for metal on the Ragnarok jungles. And if this helps you, be sure to subscribe to this channel and enable all notifications because we're going to do a lot of guides like this for the Genesis expansion as soon as that comes out. Quick disclaimer, this video is not intended for kids and Ark is rated teen. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for all notifications because you won't want to miss the next video or live stream. Now let's get started! Now the first Ragnarok Metal location I'm going to show you is right here in the jungles just next to Viking Bay, and this is one of the best places to get metal on the Ragnarok map because there is tons of metal and some obsidian and crystal right off the coast. So it's located right up here. This is the map and GPS coordinates for this metal location, and there's actually several spots you can find lots of metal around this beach. Now you'll notice this little almost a cave, and you've got metal deposits right on the sides and inside this space. There's a great place to build a base on top of it, but I highly recommend you don't build there because it'll block the metal respawns. Also, just next to that metal are crates that you can open up, and you can oftentimes find metal picks that will help you get twice as much metal as you're gathering. Now, over here we've got a waterfall that has big metal deposits, some rich metal deposits right below it and around it, and over here to my right are some other metal deposits. Now you can actually walk a dinosaur up this slope right here, and this whole flat plateau is really good spot to build a starter base. There's no major dinosaurs that spawn up here, just some small dilos and things, and it's impossible for big dinos to climb up here as long as you build your base up on top of that top tier. Another great thing about this location is it's got some metal deposits like strung around over here, but right here on this big green slab, if you look at the beach, hidden inside all of these trees is actually an obsidian node, and this will respawn constantly as long as you don't block the respawn, so you can continue to get obsidian throughout your game. Now, on top of this big green marble slab, it's a chunk of ruins that I guess fell down here, you can actually build up there and have a nice safe base location, but right behind these boulders is actually a crystal node that will respawn too, so you can get access to crystal and obsidian immediately on this very safe beach if you start out in this location. And if you spawn in the default starting zone, which is Jungle Zone 1 on Ragnarok, you can easily follow the beach along to the east and you'll wind up right here. Now the next metal location I wanted to show you on Ragnarok is actually the blue obelisk, and the reason I love this spot is it's so easy to find. If you don't have a map or GPS, you can easily spot the blue obelisk from miles away, and you can come here and get lots of metal. So below each of these rock outcroppings is a rich metal node, and there's several other metal nodes kind of scattered around these small islands, but it's a pretty safe safe area. You don't see a lot of super dangerous dinos show up, and there are more of these great loot crates that wash up on the beach, and you can oftentimes get metal hatchets or metal picks just by picking those up. So it's a great place if you're starting out to just swing by there, pick up some tools, and it makes it really easy to gather effectively. And this is right here on the edge of the Ragnarok jungles. Now, if you have a raft, you can build a forge and smithy on the raft, maybe bring an ankylosaur along the coast, and easily pick up lots of metal right here. And there's the location again. Now, in my personal opinion, this is the absolute best place to get metal on the Ragnarok map. We are here on the edge of the jungles, just north of the canyon entrance. So there's a huge canyon river right there, and just to the other side is this long rolling meadow, and right in between are twin waterfalls, and at the base of those waterfalls, check that out. There are massive rich metal nodes. These are the biggest rich metal nodes I've ever seen. They're actually taller than a tyrannosaur, and you can get a couple thousand metal with a good ankylosaur just from each time those things spawn. Now, it's really easy to access those from a raft. You can sail right up next to them and pick up all the metal you need. You just have to maneuver carefully. And there are some dangerous dinos that spawn above this, but you usually don't see them down below next to the actual metal. So as long as you're careful, this is an amazing place to get tons of metal on the Ragnarok map, and as long as you're careful not to block the spawns, you can easily come back here over and over again and get all the metal you could ever want. Now, this is actually an amazing area because right next door to it there's another incredible metal zone, but let me show you the coordinates real quick here. So just a little bit further past these twin waterfalls, and usually you can pick up all the metal you need there and then sail on down the coast, there is this amazing secret cove full of incredible amounts of metal and obsidian. So if you head on down the coast, you've got this big beach right at the northern edge of the canyons. You'll see this huge arch here, and to your right are the swamps. And you've got quite a few metal nodes right here on the beach. So let me pull up the map and GPS so you can see exactly where this beach is. The very edge of this beach is actually an excellent place to make a forge and smithy base, and you can refine the metal you pick up and just kind of pick it up with rafts and transport it all over the Ragnarok map. Now, as I'm getting closer to this archway, you'll see there's still a couple of metal deposits right out in the ocean, and right by the base of the archway, you usually see some argents or scorpions or things like that, so do be very careful. There are some dangerous things that show up on this beach. But if you follow the water inland just a little bit, you'll notice it just kind of dead ends into this rock face. Now, I've already broken the rocks, but let me show you what that looks like before you get here. So you're just going to see this solid wall of boulders, and that's just where that dead ends. But if you go up to the boulders and you break them, they are all breakable. And once you break through that wall, you have this massive secret cave full of metal and obsidian. And I think that wall will actually respawn if you don't block the respawns, which will make that sealed up again and keep it secret if other people don't know about this spot. But check that out, it's a huge area just full of so many huge obsidian nodes and so much metal. Now, you can easily take an ankylosaur in here and just pick up what you need and haul it back out, but it's even easier if you bring a raft with a forge and a smithy on it, and you just start gathering and loading it up as you go. So that is probably my absolute favorite location to find metal on the Ragnarok map. Now, this cove is an amazing spot for metal, but you can even get more good resources if you can get up into the jungles on the mountain above this spot. So we're starting again right here on this beach, and you can see in the background I've got an Argent fighting like 3 scorpions. This is why you've got to be pretty careful on this beach. You get some pretty nasty stuff that comes down here, and there's a lot of dangerous stuff up here in the jungle on this mountain. But you can already see there's tons of rich rich metal deposits littering the slopes of this mountain too, and there are some paths that'll get you up there towards the top. Now, if you've got good flyer access, we've got some ruins up here and some really nice flat plateaus that you can build bases on. And just up these ruins, you'll see you've got these nice ruins here, and at the base of those are tons more obsidian nodes, and of course lots of saber-toothed tigers. So do be very careful if you come down here. There's a lot of nasty stuff that's going to show up. You can also see some plant species X seed pods up here, which is another great easy spot to find plant X seeds if you're looking for those. And if you wanted to build a base up here, as long as you don't mind the nasty wildlife, there's actually some places you can build wells and get all the water you need too. So this is actually a great spot as long as you've got some power to fight off the wildlife. Now, a lot of you probably started on Ragnarok in Jungle Zone 1, which is the default starting zone, and that'll put you right around this coast. And you've probably seen this big dome made out of stone, and right around the base of all of these rocks that make up the dome are big metal deposits. Some of them are right on the ground, some are a little bit harder to get to. You might need to ride a parasaur to get tall enough to reach them, but right around the dome and along the coast are some pretty good metal deposits. So if you started around here, you can actually grab some good metal right around the place where you started, and it's easily accessible from a raft, so it's another great place to stop as you're going along the coast picking up metal. And you'll probably notice a theme. I highly recommend taking a raft with an ankylosaur and a forge and just picking up all the metal along the coast as you go. And I'll put a link in the description of this video for a guide series that I made on how to build a raft base and use that for collecting metal and all kinds of other stuff. So now that you know the best metal locations in the Ragnarok jungles, let's show you where to get all the crystal you're going to need in the jungles of Ragnarok. So this location right here is actually just above the river that flows up from the first starting zone, and you'll see this really cool lake up in the mountains, and it has these ruined bridges that go all the way across that lake. We're actually just up the coast from the blue obelisk, and you've got this really nice scenic area, and on the left and right hand side of this big ruined bridge is tons of crystal. You've got these flat plateaus, which are actually a great base location in themselves, and just below those plateaus are actually several good metal deposits. But along the edge here, you'll see lots of big crystal deposits all over this whole plateau, and you can easily fly up here. If there's any dangerous stuff like raptors and Troodons, which I've seen several times, you can just get them to chase you off a cliff with your flyer and then grab the crystal you need and go. Now, you pretty much need a flyer up here. You can technically go up these winding paths to get here, but it's a pretty dangerous area and you're probably going to run into some trouble. But there's lots of good metal deposits right here at the base, and as we go on to the other side of the bridge, there's even more huge crystal deposits. And these are large crystal deposits. You get a lot more crystal out of them. And let's see, yep, there we go. So this whole area here is actually covered in crystal too, and it's a little easier to get up here using the paths in the jungle that go up these mountains. But you can see here there's lots of metal at the base of this waterfall. There's actually a really cool ruined house that you can build around there, and lots of really good resources up here. But this is a great spot to get all the crystal you need, and you'll pretty much be all set if you get the crystal from here and metal from all the locations that I showed you. And here's the location of this crystal deposit on Ragnarok Jungle, and that should have you in pretty good shape to get all the crystal and metal and obsidian that you need in the Ragnarok jungles. Now I'll give you one more quick tip. Most of you guys try to get tree sap from the redwood forests, but if you look right here, this big tree that juts out into this lake is actually as good as a redwood tree. You can put a tree sap tap in it, you can put a tree platform on it to build a base, or you can just build a base up from the ground to easily reach the tree sap tap and get all the tree sap you need. Also, if you come to the edge of this waterfall and go down into this chasm, there is a massive cave that is an amazing base for any alpha tribe, or any tribe really. As long as you place foundations all over the ground inside this cave, you can easily block off any respawns that would come down here, and it's an amazing base. It's just massive, there's so much room in here, plenty of stone to gather, and you can fit all your dinos. So definitely check this out if you're looking for a great base location on Ragnarok, and it even has a nice little water pen for your dinos, and the water goes all the way out to the ocean right next to the blue obelisk. So here's the location of that. I highly recommend checking it out, as long as you don't mind the occasional Argent or dinosaur kind of coming down over the waterfall into your base. Just be prepared for that. But check that out, it goes all the way out to the ocean, and there's even some good metal deposits along the coast here too. So if this guide was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps out our channel so much. Give us a comment if you know of any other awesome metal, crystal, or obsidian locations in the jungles of Ragnarok, or anywhere else on the Ragnarok map. If you guys like this video a lot and we get a lot of likes on it, I may actually make more Ragnarok metal guides later on for other places on the Ragnarok map. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and enable all notifications, because as soon as the Ark Genesis expansion comes out, which should be in a couple of weeks, I'm going to make so many helpful guides on the Ark Genesis maps and other guides to help you guys enjoy your adventures on Ark Genesis as soon as that comes out, and you won't want to miss any of that great content. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video from the Ark Survival Guide. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. That helps us so much. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications, because we have lots of awesome new Ark videos and live streams coming soon, and you won't want to miss any of them. You can do so many awesome things in Ark, but it is really hard to figure out on your own. Check out the links at the end of this video to browse our huge library of fun, clean, and helpful Ark guides, tips, tricks, live streams, and Let's Plays. If you would like to earn awesome rewards while supporting this channel, click the join button or link next to the subscribe button to learn more about our new channel memberships. You can also join our awesome Discord community at the link in the description of this video or on top of the channel homepage. And if you want to see my wife and I play lots of other fun video games together, visit our other YouTube channel, The Console Co-op Couple, using the link in the video description or in the channel homepage. And now I want to give a shout out to some of the biggest supporters of this channel. A special thank you to our biggest supporters, Sabo0283, Cole Parmenter, Wolfgirl Be Like, Kelly Rajak, and Emmy Fisher. You guys are all awesome, and we so appreciate your support. Now, if you'd like to be a monthly supporter and get a shout out at the end of our videos, check out the join button next to the subscribe button for more information about that. And for everyone else, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.